Welcome back to another episode of Crop Walk Wednesday. So I'm down here in one of our spring barley fields. As you can see, it's looking good and golden now. It's really close to being ready. Probably it is a week away, I'd say. Just we want to let the other field catch up a bit, but it's really not far off at all. But I've got a few grains here in my hand. So you can see the grain is a lovely colour. It's a lovely shape, it's lovely plumpness. It's actually it's surprisingly good. For the year that's in it, we're really happy with this field. We think it's gonna do quite well, but you never know till you actually start cutting it. But that's everything for this field. So this was the ploughed field, disked once and then sowed with the earth agri seeder. So now we'll go look at the min-tilled barley and see how far off it is. So now I'm here in our mini-tilled barley and it's done a good bit of turning in the last week, so it's also fairly close to combining, but probably a little bit further away than the other field. And the other thing we've noticed is down in the butt of it there's a bit of annual meadow grass. So it's not dreadful, but it's there, and we just don't want to see that, because with spring barley you're getting later on in the year, so you don't have those really scorching hot days, so it's hard to get the butt of a crop dry, and with an older combine you'll struggle to cut that, so it'll have to be sprayed off. And this is all being kept for our own use anyway. It's all going to be rolled and treated, so we're not too worried about it, but it'll get sprayed off now in the next day or two, and then combine it in probably 10 days time or whatever. But yeah, another reason we want to spray it off is we're coming straight in here with baby leaf, and we don't want grass from the baby leaf either. And also it'll be hard to get the straw if there's a lot of grass in it, but if the grass is dead it should dry out a lot quicker, so it should be alright. But that's how the barley's looking this week. If you've any questions about it, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, but probably 10 days and we'll be combining. So yeah. So now I'm here in a little bit of our arable silage. So it's basically ready to cut now. The peas have filled quite a bit since last Wednesday, and the grass is starting to give up. It's done growing, it's ready to be cut. So plan is this is coming out either Friday or Saturday, be mowed with cullens, and then we'll pick it up hopefully on Sunday. So we've 30 acres of second cut to come in, and yeah, probably not our best crop of arable, but it was sown way too late. But we'll know never again to sow it this late. But there was nothing we could really do. The weather just didn't allow us. It's not like we waited and waited. The weather was too wet. We couldn't get on the ground. And then once we got the window, we sowed it. But this arable wasn't sowed in ideal conditions. It was still a bit sticky, and yeah. Because the first window we sowed that spring barley behind me, and obviously we just didn't have enough time to get the arable in, and it was probably still a bit cold for arable anyway. But I've got a pea here in my hand now, so hopefully you can see the size of the pea there. Lovely and plump, ready for cutting. So as I said, this is Wednesday at the minute, and you should be watching this on Wednesday, because I should get it up. But so it'll be mowed in 2 or 3 days, picked up Sunday, and then get a bit of fertilizer, get it regrowing, or we might leave it, I don't know, we'll decide anyway. But it'll be mowed and picked up this weekend hopefully, and then yeah, be spring barley next week. So that's everything from the arable. I don't know, we might go look at a bit of second cut grass now, or we'll just skip straight up to the maize. Now continuing on from the arable silage we have to mow this year, we're on the bad bank here, and this was in arable 2 years ago. So the main purpose of arable silage is to get a good grass reseed, and that crop we have this year, it is a good grass reseed. The corn in it might be struggling a bit, but everything else is good. But you can see lovely grass here, nice bit of clover, and the cows are all enjoying it, so that's the main thing. There might be the odd weed in it, but we'll take the clover over the weeds any day because it does a lot for the grass. But yeah, that's how our arable silage is looking after 2 years, so it's not too bad at all. So I'm up here now in one of our second cut silage fields, and as you can see behind me, one of the grasses is well head out, but it doesn't really matter because if you look in here you can see the red clover there and it's flowering, and then all the leafy grass down in the bottom, so that's all that matters. This grass was reseeded last August, the very start of August, after our winter barley. So we're very happy with this reseed. We've got 2 cuts of silage off it already, and this will be the 3rd coming off on Friday or Saturday, and then it should be grazed once or twice before the winter. But don't mind how it looks on top because there's lovely leafy grass down in the butt of it, and that is all we're looking for. I'm still here in the second cut silage field, and I'm just walking past a mist bit from the sprayer, so I don't know how well the camera will show it, but you can see here lovely dark green grass headed out, but it doesn't matter, there's leafy grass down there and a lovely dark green. But then you look right here and there's probably 2 meters that was missed by the sprayer, and that grass is just really yellow and it's weak, but there's the clover's there and the clover's thriving. So yeah, just interesting to see a miss. But that's enough about the second cut silage, so we'll move on to the maize next, I'd say. So we're now here in the open maize, and as you can see it's done a good bit of growing since we were last in here. It's probably a good 7 foot tall now, but the most important thing is to watch the cobs now. So you can see here, this one's just starting to form a cob. The tassel's out and ready obviously, but that one's got 2 cobs on the way at the minute. Most of them haven't really started forming yet, but by next Wednesday every plant will have a cob on it. But it's not looking too bad now. It's got a good, it has 6 weeks to grow now, so 6 weeks for the cobs to fill, and then it'll be ready to be cut. But we are fairly happy with the open maize. It'll be interesting to see if it grows much taller or not, but yeah, we'll go look at the maize that was sown under biofilm. So now we're here in our maize that was sown under biofilm. So this is the same variety that we were just stood in. They're both resolute, and as you can see it is probably in this spot it's 10 feet tall, maybe a little more, so it's doing pretty well. I'd say we've a better crop this year under plastic than we did last year, so that's how the cob's looking. In the open maize there's no cobs yet as they're only starting to form, so the open maize is probably 3 weeks behind this, but it's not looking too bad. So we'll just keep an eye on the cobs now for the next 6 weeks, and everything should go to plan and it'll be cut, and hopefully we'll get winter barley in after it, but that is all weather dependent. So that's everything from the maize this week. We'll go look at the beet. So now we've got all the beet out of the field here. So these 5 on this side are sown 10 days later than the rest of those. So that one there is Delcante, that's Banger, that's the orange one is Jammin, and that is Bolero, the yellow one's Bolero. So you can kind of see, there's the Bolero sown 10 days early. You can kind of see the difference in them. And then there's Jammin. So Jammin is the one we've been growing for the last few years, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that variety, because as you can see there's some lovely big beet there. But we'll throw them on the weighing scales here now in a minute, and we'll see the difference between, or see the difference 10 days makes. So that is 3 of the younger beets, the one that are sown 10 days later than the other, and they're 7.1 kilos. That is including the bucket, but we'll also include the bucket on the other beet to make it fair. But that's a lot of weight since last week. 8.7. So now we've got 3 of the older beet, the early sown beet, and 8.67, called 8.7. That's including the bucket. And last week, if memory serves me right, it was 7.4, not including the bucket. So gained just over a kilo. So the younger beets definitely gained more weight, but yeah, that's how the beet's looking this week. So we'll go look at the third cut clover silage. Just for the sake of it, we've weighed the bucket empty, so take 450 grams off each weight. So now I'm up here in our third cut red clover field. So the clover is thriving away there behind me, but I wasn't going to show you this week, but may as well since we're up here grabbing a few beet. So it's about knee high now, maybe not quite, probably a foot tall, maybe 15 inches, but like I'd say give it 2 or 3 weeks and we'll mow it and bale it. We'll let it grow on a bit more than we originally planned, just because it's not going to line up with the pit, so we may as well get a good crop off it and then leave it right for fencing and hopefully get the sheep to graze it once before the winter, and then get a nice first cut off it next May. But that's how the clover's looking anyway. Don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Any questions, leave them down below in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you. But that is all for today, so I'll see you in the next one.